PvP, like if you want to, like it's not a kit PvP, but if you want this to be a kit PvP, it's a buy. I'm going to teach you the basics on how to buy, like make a buying kit PvP, or I'm going to just teach you how to make a kit PvP. So, I'm going to just set this on peaceful so no mobs will spawn. Should be a flat world if you want to do like a kit PvP overall. Okay, so I'm going to do these two players, and then I'm going to turn on all the settings, but I'm going to show you this with the vanilla mods. So, create and clear. So basically, I'm going to teach you the basics on how to make a kit PvP. So make sure cheats are enabled because we're going to be using 2 commands. But before we get a command block, we're going to do our scoreboard objective. Add money dummy. You can do this for whatever you want. You can do this symbol with any of these colors like S1, S2, S3, S4, S5, S6, S7, S8, S9, S0, and then, yeah, so I'm going to do the regular thing, and then it should say that in chat when it says it's successful, but then I'm going to need to do our scoreboard objectives. Let's add money. Of course, I already did that, but anyways, we're gonna need to do set display 2 times. Basically, we're gonna do SET set display, and I like to do these 2, below name and sidebar. I did that on my friend's SMP when I was playing it and I had operator, but until he deleted it, all of his words just to make more storage for Minecraft. So I would recommend doing like deleting some words, but anyways, let's get back to the video. Then we're gonna do sidebar money. And then just don't do this ending, and then you'll see right there there's some money, there's a money thing, but you can do slash scoreboard objectives, or you can do this on your upper D-pad to copy that, and then I'll do these later. But then once the sidebar is done, you want to do below name too, if you want your friends to flex their money. But this is optional. But if you want it to be better, then yeah. So, and then below name, which I don't have a friend that can join right now, but so basically that's how you get the money objective done. So then you are going to type in slash give at s command underscore block, and then you gave yourself a command block. So basically, so first you want to build somewhere where you can get the kits. But before you do that, you want to do so a scoreboard players this time. add at s money, and then I'm gonna just give myself 1,000 to be example, and then now it'll be above your user. And be above this. But before we get that into that, we're gonna have to build a place for the kids. So basically, if you're trying to build spawn, uh, you're gonna need. So basically, I'm gonna build spawn for now. Um, so now, uh, we need to do over this. Basically, only if I had this on the wall and the previous building, but okay. So you're going to want to have a spawn done, or like the summon NPCs if you know how to do that. So basically, if you want to do this the most efficient way, I would recommend to go to wireless keyboard, and then basically, uh, you would want to set your emote button. Well, since I don't have the emote button set because of this one specific setting that I like, pick block. So basically, what that means is that I can just get this block instantly in my end while I'm creating. That would be great for this because it also does it to entities and stuff, but not you players. But then the next thing you want to do is to summon an NPC. Um, and you don't have to do the chords because it'll just put it right next to you. And then use the setting to get an NPC spawn egg. That's the quickest way, or how I like to do it. Then, once I finish up spawn, you know NPCs have commands, right? They can do this, so yeah. And you can get all of that stuff. But the reason why I don't do kit PvP for my friends that much is because like first I have to get operator in the servers, and probably like I already have my own server to worry about, so yeah. So then once you get your spawn laid out, uh, so yeah, you can start doing that, whatever you need. So I'm gonna finish up my spawn. I do not know how to edit, so I can't do this fast away, so yeah. But then I recommend this made on an overworld if you're trying to do kit PvP. Because if you just build this spawn and boom. And then this is my spawn, which is offset, so I'm not gonna go for that. But then, once you get the area where you're gonna put the PvP zone at, so basically, I would recommend keeping your command block. So basically, you're gonna need like 2 blocks like this. You're gonna have to build walls. Like this is the first thing that's mandatory. Uh, so basically, you want to build this wall like that, and then you want to space it out one by one, like probably like this. That you're probably thinking. But if you want it like the other way around, which I like to do this. But by the way, this command's only on Bedrock because Java can have Socabox NPT data. So, yeah. Uh, I have so much commands like done, like custom commands. uh, clone commands, effect commands. So you can also do this to make custom effects. This is the second mandatory thing. So basically, you want to patch this up. Basically, I just told you to do that for pointless. You want to crouch while doing this. Then this one, keep it like this, and then change this. The chain, always active, conditional. So then I'll copy that, and basically, I'll do the same thing like here, right here. And then, but I'm only going to be exampling it on one item. So, before you do that, you want to make sure you get your kit done, like basically a cart PvP, whatever you want your kit to be. But I'm going to do the quickest way as a totem kit because that's the only thing quick enough that I can do. So basically, yeah. So, so then basically you want to keep your kit in a safe area. Since I done the kit, you can also name it, and the name will just do this. So basically, I'm going to name this as L as 6. And then, but I'm gonna delete all of this, and then I'm gonna name this total diamond total kit. And then once you got that named, if you want a name, you want to keep this as an admin's only area. So basically, I would recommend swapping these the Denny blocks, which you can do slash give at s Denny's, and then basically you'll have this. So basically, I would like to build walls around it, and basically, we're gonna need something to activate the command block. So basically, we can get a button because buttons are great for this idea. So, but anyways, we're gonna get it to the idea. So basically, we're gonna need to do slash scoreboard players remove. What is remove at P money? But for it to certainly work, this has to be a capital. So if you did a capital, uh, so if you did a capital, then you're gonna have to make that a capital L, which I did do that. So basically, then I'm gonna put this as 1,000, and then we are going to want this because this is the newest command slash loot. So basically, it will like basically this command is probably the easiest for me because it really lets you do any block into someone's inventory. Great for making kits for that. Anyways, I'm gonna have to do slash loot give at P, mine, and then put the coordinates. Like, that's the easiest way. So I'm gonna need to turn on coords. So where's coords? For this, because you always want to see if coords are on, because if coordinates aren't on, then it's going to be a harder timing to do this. So I would like to do one block, one negative, one, negative one, space negative one, negative 10. So it's like quick. And then for this, you're gonna have to place this, and then it's gonna take away all. Of course, it gives me the. So I placed it right here. It's gonna give me a blocker door. Anyways, I'm not to give myself more. It gives me the same block as those, so either just digging straight down. Oh, minus 10. That's why. It's minus 2. And then basically, bruh. One, it's a really hard command to use if you're trying to make a kit PvP. So basically, I did this. So basically, I would recommend having the stuff thrown. So for example, like this. But since it says 0 items were dropped, it's not gonna drop any. So set this one. Bruh, negative 10 again, but okay. So basically, there. And then basically you'll copy the stuff on the kit. And then this, for example, but I'm gonna do slash clear at A. So I have nothing in my end. Nothing. So basically, I click this and it gives me money. But it will put people in the negative, so I would recommend having like a depth strike or something. But also with the slash scoreboard command, you can do crazy things. So, okay, so all we're gonna need is a command block, a dispenser, and some chain. So this is all the cool ideas I made with command blocks. So yeah, this is the second idea. So basically, there's the chain, and then okay, I'm gonna do an off. So basically, you want this to be as high as possible, so you won't want people cheating. But it's an easy task. Then you want the dispenser right here, and basically you want a target lock too. You can do this multiple times because it's the main easiest one, and then place a command block behind the target block. And then it's going to be slash scoreboard players remove at the money. So then I'm gonna have to put something in there first, which I'm gonna put the totem kit. Then you want to grab yourself a bow, which basically wants. So basically, if you're doing it in survival, you want some arrows, which is insanely easy, which it takes away your money and then dispenses the kit. But since it's just so good, it's just going to dispense the kit and walk up. So yeah. And then the undeposits your money. So I'm going to just put a dispenser inside of a dispenser. And then easy. It dispenses it. Let me give myself a little bit more money. Then, so basically, since now that's done, you can basically do this multiple times, and I'm gonna put something in there. Okay, I'm gonna put the dispenser in there. And then basically put whatever you want in there. So yeah. I'm gonna put my game mode into survival. And then as you can see, it works even in survival. Same for this. And now, this is how you make it. So, yeah. If you enjoyed this video or it helped you out a lot, please make sure to like and subscribe. It would be helpful. And